All right, let's dig into something that millions of us have in our kitchens right now: artificial sweeteners. We're going to tackle a huge question. Are these healthy choices secretly waging a war inside our own bodies? Let's get into it. About that daily diet soda or that sugar-free yogurt you had for breakfast, they all promise that amazing sweetness, but without any of the calories. But could they be fighting a secret battle with the trillions of tiny allies that live inside you? It's a pretty wild question, and believe it or not, the science is finally giving us some stunning answers. Look, we all make these choices with the best intentions, right? We're trying to manage our weight, maybe control our blood sugar, or just, be a little healthier. But it turns out there might be a hidden cost, a price our body pays that could slowly chip away at our internal defense systems.
Okay, so to really understand what's going on, we first need to meet the residents of this internal battlefield. We're talking about your gut microbiome, this incredibly complex and busy world living right inside of you.
Now, this isn't just some random collection of germs. Your gut microbiome is a highly organized community of trillions of microorganisms. Seriously, trillions. Think of it like a massive invisible organ that you never even knew you had, made up of all these bacteria, viruses, and fungi working together. And trust me, these little guests are not just freeloaders. They are essential workers. They do everything from coordinating your immune system and hormones to producing vital vitamins. I mean, they are literally the architects of your body's defense system. So, bottom line, keeping this community happy and in balance is absolutely vital for our health. So, now let's introduce the potential troublemakers into this perfect little ecosystem. The artificial sweeteners that are in so many products we eat. What happens when these foreign substances show up? You've definitely seen these names before: Sucralose, Aspartame, Saccharin, ACE. They're on ingredient lists everywhere. They're super sweet, they have 0 calories, and they're in everything from diet sodas to protein bars. But here's the thing. Just because they don't have calories, well, that doesn't mean they don't have an impact.
And this brings us to the main event. This epic tug-of-war happening right inside your gut. On one side, you have your friendly microbes working hard to keep everything balanced and healthy, but on the other side, research is showing that artificial sweeteners can do the exact opposite. They can disrupt that balance, they might trigger inflammation, and they can even weaken the protective lining of your gut.
But it's not just a simple tug-of-war. A disruption in your gut can set off this whole cascade of events, kind of like a domino effect, with some pretty serious consequences for your health down the line.
And get this, the science is surprisingly specific. This isn't just some vague idea. We're seeing that different sweeteners have different impacts. For example, sucralose might lower the good guys like lactobacilli while letting the more inflammatory types like proteobacteria grow. And aspartame? It can reduce the production of these fatty acids that are absolutely crucial for a healthy gut. So it seems like each sweetener has its own special way of messing with the balance.
So what happens when that delicate balance is thrown off over and over again? Well, it can lead to something called increased gut permeability, which you've probably heard of as leaky gut. Basically, the protective barrier of your intestines starts to get weak.
Okay, so here's how the dominoes fall. 1. The sweeteners mess with the microbial balance. 2. That disruption weakens the gut's protective wall. 3. This allows nasty stuff like bacterial toxins to leak into your bloodstream where they absolutely do not belong. And 4, your body freaks out and responds with system-wide inflammation, which, as we know, is a key driver of so many chronic diseases. And we're not just talking about a little stomachache here. This kind of chronic, low-grade inflammation is being linked to some really serious long-term risks. We're talking fatty liver disease, high cholesterol, hormone imbalances, and a weakened immune system. Some studies even suggest it can make certain cancer therapies less effective. That's pretty serious. Phew, okay, I know that was a lot of heavy science, but here's the good news. You are not powerless here. The story doesn't have to end with doom and gloom. Let's shift gears and talk about 4 simple but really powerful ways you can empower your gut and support your microbiome. First up, you've got to feed the good guys. Your beneficial gut microbes absolutely love fiber. Think of whole grains, fruits, and leafy greens as a 5-star feast for your internal allies. The more fiber you give them, the stronger they'll be. Next, bring in some reinforcements. Fermented foods like yogurt, kimchi, and sauerkraut are packed with diverse, beneficial microbes.
Eating them is kind of like sending new, highly skilled workers to your gut's community, which makes the whole ecosystem way more resilient. Now, this one is so basic, but we all forget it. Your gut community needs you to rest and drink water. Getting enough quality sleep and staying hydrated gives your microbiome the stable, happy home it needs to do its job right.
And finally, chill out. Seriously, there is such a powerful connection between your brain and your gut. Chronic stress can totally throw your microbiome out of whack. So things like mindfulness, deep breathing, or just some regular exercise, they aren't just good for your head, they are fantastic for keeping the peace in your gut. So, as we wrap things up here, it really all comes down to a choice. It's about building an alliance with your gut, an alliance that really depends on listening to what your body needs, not just what your tongue is craving in the moment.
You know, the source material for this explainer puts it perfectly. Don't let your gut be dominated solely by your taste buds. That's such a powerful reminder that the quick hit of sweetness might not be worth the long-term cost to our internal ecosystem. So, at the end of the day, just understanding what might be happening inside your body is a huge first step. Now that you know about this potential tug-of-war going on in your gut, we'd love to know, what's one small change you might think about making? Drop it in the comments below, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.